Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. Woo! It's Friday. The end of the week is here. Nothing else to do but figure out different ways to get more Bitcoin. Let's go. Round of applause from the live studio audience going out to Mr. Hard Hodl in the house. Hard Hodl definitely stuck in the house. I have a coworker at my regular job, and he was saying that they got about 8 inches of snow last night, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and he's like, "No, I'm sick of it by now." Like, to me, snow sounds awesome, but I get it. You're stuck. Oh, 2 inches. Okay, you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're probably not stuck in the house over 2 inches, but still, it's kind of. I don't like being cold. Anyway, also, round of applause from the live studio audience for Mr. Garrett. What up, Garrett? Good to see you in here. So right now the price of Bitcoin is 90. Oh yeah, we'll do that during the stack during the Bitcoin strength segment. But anyway, welcome back, guys. I've been kind of like promoting this show on my other platform, on my other channels. So we might catch some new subscribers in here. If you're new to the show, it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Roman. I've been stacking Bitcoin here on the show, basically saving in Bitcoin here on the show since May 22nd, 2023 officially is when we started this show. And the whole purpose of this show is to help beginners that are just getting into Bitcoin understand what it is and why you should be saving in it and why it's the best thing you can save in. Oh, I messed up my form somehow. Sorry, I got sidetracked with my. There we go. Anyway, I'll have to fix that later during the actual show. Okay, so yeah, so it's I'm here to help you figure out the basics of Bitcoin, and if you have any specific questions, my audience is small enough that I can take the time on stream and answer your questions and help you along your way, help you avoid the pitfalls that most people get into when they first get into Bitcoin, which include getting a little bit distracted and sidetracked and starting to invest into other coins that they say are the new version of Bitcoin or the better version of Bitcoin, or you get more of this coin as opposed to how much Bitcoin you get for the same amount of dollars, right? So you can say like, oh, I have $1,000. How much Bitcoin can I get? I'm gonna say, well, you're gonna get 0.0001 Bitcoin, right? Or if they have like a weird coin, they say, oh yeah, with the same $1,000, you get 1,000 of these other coins or 1,000,000 of these other coins for that same $1,000. So it makes it seem like it's a better deal, but we want to avoid that. Any coin that's not Bitcoin is basically poop. Okay, it doesn't have any. It's not decentralized like Bitcoin is, so they can change the rules on you, like the government changes the rules, the monetary policy on the dollar, right? So if you're trying to get away from the inflation, get away from that money stealing, and you get into any other coin besides Bitcoin, you're basically jumping out of the fire, out of the frying pan into the fire. Okay, you're not protecting yourself against inflation. You're just choosing a different set of inflation, a different way for people to control your money, right? Bitcoin is the only one that's sovereign. Bitcoin is the only one that you'll be able to access without risk of a third party. Okay, so that's why we do Bitcoin only on the show. We don't talk about anything else besides Bitcoin and the strategies we like to do here on the show. We don't trade it. Okay, we don't try to buy it low and sell it high and then get back into dollars. No, Bitcoin is a life boat. It's like a life raft on a sinking ship that is the money system that we currently live in. Okay, you wouldn't jump off of a sinking ship and get into a life raft or a lifeboat and then get back in the sinking ship because you think there might be a better lifeboat that comes along, right? No, you stay on the lifeboat, and just by the virtue of you being on the lifeboat, the value of the that you have in your lifeboat goes up because the whole value of everything else is dropping and sinking to the ocean, right? Okay, so that's what we do, Bitcoin only. And also the other thing that we like to be specific about here on the show is custody of that coin. Okay, you buy that Bitcoin, whether you buy it on an exchange or from a different third party or even in person. You take that Bitcoin off of the exchange and you take it into your own custody. Those are the core practices of a healthy Bitcoin, I guess you could say, bag or wallet or savings, really. Okay, so those are the basics of it. If you have any questions at any time during the show, feel free to ask in the chat, or if you're watching this replay, feel free to leave a comment. I will try to answer your questions on the following episode where appropriate, and if I need to make diagrams to help explain it, I'll make diagrams, all that good stuff. Okay. Speaking of questions that have popped up recently, I've had a couple questions come through. I'm not going to say who, but let's see. We had a couple questions from a couple of friends. One of them was asking if it was a good idea. What up, Carl? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carl. One of them was asking if it was a good idea to invest in a different coin, because there's different, because this is happening or that's happening. Basically the same stories that you find with like all of these older altcoins or poop coins is there's always like the potential of something happening pending something, right? But it never really happens, or it's just a way to keep you to, it's just a way to entice you into storing your value in their coin, right? But the whole time your value is in that coin. Let's say, for example, like I don't know, just like I'm not gonna say any coins, but let's just say you're waiting for something to happen with this altcoin, right? And you have a certain amount of your portfolio in that altcoin, waiting for it to take off. Yeah, it might take off, right? But it might not ever do anything. Or just the fact that you waited for like a year, 6 months, 2 years, that value could have been better invested. It could have been better stored in Bitcoin, right? Because that whole time you were waiting for this coin to do its thing that never really did, Bitcoin has continued to go up, right? So you lost out in the form of like opportunity cost, right? So the opportunity cost of having your value in an altcoin for the sake of trying to play the market could be high, right? The only time mode, the best way to look at any other coin that's not Bitcoin is to consider it as like a gamble, right? If you're comfortable going into a casino, putting some money down on the roulette table, right, and waiting for that roulette table to spin, and you understand what you're doing, you're gambling, you're having fun, then yeah, it's like sports betting, right? You're betting on a coin, you're betting on a sport event, you're betting on an outcome, and that's chance, right? The only one coin that I would invest in would be Bitcoin, and that is because it is a fixed supply. There's nobody that can go in and change the rules on you, right? It's a distributed system where no one person, one government, one anything is in control over it, right? It's monetary policy written into computer programs or computer code that is auditable, that has been audited to not, right? So it's monetary policy written in computer code that is applied by computers. Okay, so there's no margin, there's no opportunity for a human to go in there and tweak the system in a way that's beneficial to them, right? So like if you have a system where you have a set of rules and you have a person that has to apply those rules, that person can introduce some wonkiness into that system by saying, okay, well, you know what? I know the rule says this, but Carl is my friend, and I think I'm going to give him a pass, right? Or whatever. That little bit of leeway, that little bit of shiftiness means that the rules do not apply equally to everybody, right? Well, Bitcoin solves that in the way that it doesn't care who you are, what your background is, where you were born, where you live. As long as you have internet access and a wallet set up so you can interact with the Bitcoin network, you can transact in it. They don't care how old you are, how young, anything. They don't care anything about you, who you love, any of that stuff. It's just monetary policy, right? Same rules for everybody across the board, right? If you have a ton of Bitcoin or you only have one single Satoshi, one fraction of a Bitcoin, it is... Oh, if you have a ton of Bitcoin or just a little bit of Bitcoin, the rules apply the same to everybody, right? There's a saying Antonopoulos came up with. It's what is it? Rules without rulers, right? Anyway, that's just one of the virtues of Bitcoin. Let's get back to the root of Bitcoin. First, let's do the first segment of the evening that we like to call. I started ranting a little too soon, huh? called the Bitcoin strength. Here's where we see the price of Bitcoin today. The price of Bitcoin today is $94,607, and it looks super impressive, right? You might look at this price tag and be like, holy crap, I missed it. There's no way I'm going to be able to get one Bitcoin, right? Well, don't even worry about trying to get to one Bitcoin for now. If you're just starting out, let's just learn the technology and understand what it means here. So $94,605.23 is what a Bitcoin costs today, right? But you shouldn't be intimidated by that price, because to get into Bitcoin, you don't need to put together $94,000. You can get into Bitcoin for a lot less. You get into Bitcoin for as little as like $1, $1, and some exchanges, $2, $10, right? A Bitcoin is separated into these little small units that are called Satoshis. Those Satoshis, if you can save up 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin, okay? It's just like when you have a penny. If you save up 100 pennies, you have $1, right? The penny, the quarter, the dime, and the nickel are still US dollars, US money, US denominated currency, right? Well, a Satoshi, a fraction of a Bitcoin, is also Bitcoin, okay? It's just it's 0.7 zeros and then a 1. So it's eight decimal places beyond the period. Sorry, it's 8 spaces beyond the decimal point, and like the dollar is 2 spaces beyond the decimal point, because it represents 100 pennies equals $1, and 100 million Satoshis equals 1 Bitcoin, okay? Today, you can buy 1,057 Satoshis, 1,057 pennies of a Bitcoin for $1, okay? You can also, let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day with that one penny, today you can buy 10 Satoshis, okay? When we started doing this show back in May 22nd, 2023, we were buying 40 Satoshis for a penny. Sounds crazier now to think about it. And we were getting 4,000 Satoshis for $1. Now we're only getting 1,000 Satoshis for $1. Okay. When the price of Bitcoin goes above $100,000, then we're going to get less than 1,000 Satoshis per dollar. Okay. That's important because we need to make sure that you understand that you don't have to buy the whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy it in fractions. And anyways, I'm going to show you guys. We've been buying Bitcoin here on the show since May 2023. And I'm going to show you all the spreadsheets with all of our buys. And today, even, we're going to do another buy. Okay. We started doing buys like at $5 Monday through Friday. And then we scaled it up to 10. And now we're doing $20 buys. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And that'll be coming up here shortly. All right. Let's get back to the main screen and get into the next section of the show. This is the easy one. This is the segment we call Why We Stack. Why should we save in Bitcoin? What does it mean? Yes, Bitcoin has a ton of benefits, right? Sovereignty, no third party risk. You're in control of your own wealth. One of the most important ones that we like to focus on here on the show is Bitcoin as a savings technology. Okay, what makes Bitcoin valuable is that it's scarce, right? It's the only thing that is digitally scarce, right? Scarce. It exists in the digital world, not physically, yet there is a limited supply. Okay, you know how you can have like a picture file or like a song file, MP3, and you can send it to somebody, and when you send it to somebody, you both have it, and that's just doubled the supply of that file, right? Well, you can't do that with Bitcoin. If you're gonna send it to somebody, you don't have it anymore, right? And so now you get all the virtues, all of the benefits of the digital realm, where you're not constricted by physical aspects, and you can teleport value through space, right? From one part of the world to the other, right? You can this way teleport value not just through space, but also through time going forward, I mean, right? Because once you buy Bitcoin and take it into your custody and it's in your wallet, It doesn't cost you anything extra just to have it and to possess it. It doesn't deteriorate. It doesn't mold. It doesn't get caught. It doesn't get burnt. It doesn't exist in real life. So you cannot destroy it, right? So that tells you that value does not leak, and it will continue to be that much Bitcoin into perpetuity. So when I say you could time travel with this, you could send this value from this time to 4 years from now, a day from now, 10 years from now, 100 years from now. It's going to cost you the same thing. Once you got the Bitcoin and put it into your custody, it doesn't cost you anything else to just hold it. And that is something that we've never had. Okay, everything else that you can invest in costs you in the form of fees, in the form of taxes, in the form of maintenance, in the form of just nature eating away at that thing, just wearing it out, right? Bitcoin doesn't wear out. It's perpetual, okay? So what does that mean for me personally on an individual level, right? Well, it means that if I could take some of my time that I'm using now to generate revenue, to generate value, and I can take that value and set it aside in Bitcoin, what it can do for me is it could continue to grow my purchasing power into the future the longer I hold it. Okay. We have a saying here, we have a elevator pitch here on the show, and the quickest way for me to describe it is with the following statement. It's a dense statement, so if you don't understand it right off the bat, don't worry, just listen to what I have to say, think about it, and come back with any questions. You can put it in the chat. You can put it in the comments of this video later if you decide to think about it first before you speak. Anyway, and the following statement, the statement is this: saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. So you don't just go back and give yourself one raise. You give yourself a continuous raise, because as long as you're holding the value that represents those hours in the Bitcoin, in your Bitcoin wallet, and as the price of Bitcoin goes up relative to everything else, because it cannot inflate like the money can, the hours that you already worked in the past, it's like you're getting a raise. It's a really mind-bending concept to grasp, but if you can grasp it, it'll all make sense. Okay, because now you start to look at things from a different perspective. Okay, you start to look at things as if, hey, wait a minute, you're telling me that if I go and work an extra job or an extra hour of overtime, that one extra hour of overtime let's say you're getting paid overtime at like, I don't even know what the overtime price would be. Like minimum wage is $20 an hour in California. So I'll just say you're getting paid overtime, you're getting paid time and a half. I'll say you're getting paid $30 an hour for that one extra hour overtime. The government comes in and takes their cut. Let's just say you really got paid $20 an hour, right? After you did overtime and the government took their cut. So you have $20 free and clear. You take those extra $20, you put it into Bitcoin, and you just let it sit there, right? And naturally, as the supply of the dollars continues to go up, because it will, let me show you. Unless it's still working here. There it is. U.S. government debt clock. It's continuing to tell you that we are in debt to ourselves, $36 trillion. And when we started this show, I think we were in debt maybe $32 trillion. So it's gone up a lot. And so this money will continue to expand, whether you're in Bitcoin or not, right? But those people that are saving in dollars, their money is being diluted. It's losing purchasing power as the rate of the money supply increases, as the money supply increases. Okay, so I know it's a lot of concepts that I'm kind of over explaining again, guys, and I apologize to those of you that are here that have always been here and understand the show and understand how Bitcoin works. But on the off chance that we might have somebody new to the stream, I want to really focus up on that kind of stuff. Okay, so I know that was a lot, and it's too much to cover in 30 minutes. So that'll be a primer. Okay, what I would recommend for somebody that's new to the Bitcoin thing is to check out a video. I think Swan put it out with Natalie Burnell, and it's actually a really good Bitcoin explanation. I'm gonna post it in our Discord, and I'll probably put it in here, a link in the show notes later. But it's a really good explanation for like just to get the foundation, right? And then after that, I recommend you watch the Michael Saylor BTC Prague 2023 presentation. That's killer. 30 minutes, and it's going to tell you, it's going to basically get you to see how everything works, and how no matter what you do as an individual, you will never be able to earn or create more value fast enough to beat inflation, right? And as the money supply expands and inflation continues to go up, you'll always be falling behind. And so you have to work harder and harder to be able to do the same stuff that you did in the past, to be able to maintain your current lifestyle. The way the money's set up, you're gonna have to continue to work harder and harder until you basically pass away. Because everything's to get more and more expensive because the money supply continues to increase, and there's nothing you can do about it except for invest the value of your savings into assets that grow faster than inflation. Okay. And the best asset that grows the fastest is, in this case, Bitcoin, right? So that said, that's why we stack. The long version of it, I still feel like I didn't hit all the points, but I don't want to overwhelm you if you're just tuning in. Okay. So now that's like the theory. Okay. That's like, okay, this is how we think it works. And maybe you're saying, okay. You pique my interest, maybe, but you got numbers to back that up. Do you have examples? Are you stacking? Like, are you just on here talking about Bitcoin and not doing it? No, we do it, guys. Here on the show, we stack Bitcoin every weekday, Monday through Friday. We've been doing it since May 22nd, 2023. And let me show you what we've been doing so far for almost a couple of years. Okay. So let's jump into this section. And I think you're going to dig it, especially if you're new to Bitcoin, wondering how it works and how it actually applies when you start actually saving in it. Okay. So let's do that. Let's jump into the stack recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it. And there is my spreadsheet. What the heck happened to my spreadsheet right here? So, my spreadsheet got wonky. I wonder if I messed something up over here. All right. Let's continue on with the show. It really bothers me that I can't. Okay, sum, yes, of L2. Oh, this one got messed up. Input range error. All right, you know what, guys? I'm gonna fix this real quick because I want to show the total so far. This is M6. Let's remove M6. Okay, M5. Okay, I tweaked it. I removed this field, so it's like until I figure out what's wrong with that field. But then we'll fix it later. Okay. All right. So back in 2023, May 22nd, 2023, we started saving in Bitcoin here on the show as a way to say, look, we can take the $5 a day that we spend on a Starbucks and do something better with it. It could be $5 a day for Starbucks. It could be $20 a week. I don't even know how much cigarettes are these days, but maybe stop smoking and take that money and put it into Bitcoin. That might be a big ask. But anybody can scrounge up $5 a day, maybe $20 a week, $25 a week, right? Maybe $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever you feel comfortable with. The point is, you're spending money on things that are a little frivolous, right? You don't even need to have those things if you don't, right? And if you took that money and invested it or saved it in Bitcoin instead, like we did here since May 22nd, 2023, this $5 that we purchased, $5 worth of Bitcoin that we purchased, it came out to 18,000 Satoshis, 0.00018 Bitcoin. It cost us $5 when the price of Bitcoin was $27,360. That was not even that long ago, not even 2 years ago, May 22nd. Okay. That $5 that we set aside now turns into $17 today. And it continues to grow because I have not sold that stack. I have not sold that 18,000 Satoshis, right? So that's the way this grid is set up here. So you can see. So this is the price we paid for the Bitcoin, the date we bought it, and the price of Bitcoin on that date. And and this one, it shows you what that Bitcoin you bought is worth with today's price. So these numbers will always be changing. Okay. But as you can see, since May 22nd, 2023, we are doing pretty well. Like all of our buys are in the green, right? Like look at this buy right here. It's ridiculous. We did $1,000 buy and it's now worth $2,662, right? When Bitcoin was at $3,500. And then there it goes. It keeps going. It keeps going. And so this is like all the purchases we've done on the show. Yeah, we're here at the beginning of the year. We got into the $96,000 range, $101,000, $106,000 range. So those are red, right? But we understand that Bitcoin is cyclical, and even though it has its ups and downs, for the most part, actually, yeah, everybody, for the most part, if you can hold it for about 4 years, you'll be in the green, right? As evident here, we've only held it for less than 2 years, and most of our buys are in the green, right? So for the portfolio for the show, since May, we've invested $11,000. We saved $11,100 into Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin that we bought, so 0.023 Bitcoin, is currently worth $22,000. Okay, so basically we've doubled the value of our purchasing power just by holding Bitcoin. Okay, imagine what you have to do to earn $11,000 and to save it. That's one part. Okay, now imagine doing that same exact thing to earn and save $11,000, having to do it again. Okay, to double your money, right? Or you could just do it once and save that money in Bitcoin, save that value in Bitcoin, and it's as if you would have done that same amount of work to earn $11,000 twice, but you didn't actually have to do it. Right? I want you to start to see that. That's the beginning. That's one of the things you should need to understand of the power of saving in Bitcoin. Okay? It's a way for your purchasing power to increase just by holding it. Okay? All right. So that's one of it. The next one is, real quick, I'm going to take a quick break to say what's up to Mr. Pipeline Podcast in the house. What up? Good to see you back here. Also, Dari in the house. What up, Dari? Welcome back. Let's see. Do you think satisfied Satoshi Nakamoto is a time traveler from an alternate reality where he lives in a totalitarian fiat USA when he knew exactly how totalitarian fiat US and knew exactly how to set up a perfect monetary system? Nice. I wouldn't doubt it. And then the question from Dari is, have you seen the Reddit post on 4 years ago? He predicted all the BTC prices at the end of the year until 2031. Wow. What was his price prediction for the end of 2025, Dari? Okay, so let's keep it going. So these are the numbers for the whole show. Okay, we also track the same numbers per year. Okay, so just last year, if you were new to Bitcoin and you were like, oh man, I missed it. I didn't get to start back in May 22nd, 2023, Pizza Day. I could start today. I could start at the beginning of 2024, January 1st, 2024. You came to the show, you saw the show and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. I can scrounge up $20 a day or $5 a day and start saving in Bitcoin myself. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tag along with Roman and actually start saving in Bitcoin myself as well. So you also start saving with this. You can go $20, not with me, like your own account, right? You go and you start putting in $20 a day or $5 a day, right? Anyway, well, the same results could have been yours, right? Just in 2024, we set aside $7,345, and that purchased us 0.1224 Bitcoin. And if we were to go and try to buy the same amount of Bitcoin today with today's weaker money, because remember the purchasing power of the dollar is going down over time and against Bitcoin, it would cost us $11,600 to buy the same amount of Satoshis. It would cost us 58% more US dollars to buy the same stuff. Okay. This is why the value of your house keeps going up, because your house isn't getting better. Your house isn't getting newer. Your house isn't getting, unless you did a crazy upgrade to it, right? But your house isn't getting any better. It's getting older. The pipes are getting older. The hinges on the doors are wearing out. You have to paint your fence, right? It should be losing value, but somehow it's gaining power. It's gaining purchasing power. It's getting more expensive. No, man, it's not that your house is getting more expensive. It's that the dollar that you're using to measure the value of your home is shrinking. So you need more of those weaker dollars to justify the value of your existing home, right? So that when you see the price of your home go up from whatever 400,000 to like $1 million, you shouldn't be happy. You shouldn't be cheering. That is actually you cheering your demise. That's you cheering the decline of your money, right? Yeah, so that's why people use their homes as a way to save, right? But anyway, don't let me get sidetracked with real estate, guys. Just skip back into the topic here. Okay, so that's 2024. Okay, and then again this year just started on the 1st. We started stacking in Bitcoin again. All of these purchases are being tracked on the main sheet, but we also have just a sheet for 2025 in case somebody that's just coming into the channel and sees, oh, wait a minute, I saw what happened since 2023. I see what you guys did in 2024. Bitcoin, I just heard about it again, and I'm interested. I want to start maybe stacking with you guys too. There it is. We're also going to be tracking the purchases that we've done for just this year on a separate sheet. Here it is. So far, we've bought about $280 worth of Bitcoin. We've saved $280 since the beginning of the year, and we've earned or we have 0.0029 Bitcoin on that stack, and that amount of Bitcoin has lost purchasing power, or has lost value in terms of dollars. It's lost about 2%, about 1.5%. But this loss here is not. Don't consider it as a real loss, because we still have the underlying asset, right? We still have the actual Bitcoin itself. So as the price of Bitcoin levels out for the year and goes and continues to on its trajectory going up, this amount of Bitcoin will be worth more in terms of dollar, and we'll start to see the same thing that we saw here in 2024, right? It's just the beginning of the year, and since we've done so little buys just in this year, it's as expected. Oops, here it goes. It's as expected. So these are the sheets, these are the trackers, and that's a quick little overview of what we do here on the show. Now let's get into this part here. For if you're watching for the first time and you're trying to get the whole Bitcoin thing going, check this out. So let's say that your let's say that my rent or my mortgage is $2,500 a month. Okay, back 2 years ago to the month, it was costing $2,500 for a mortgage payment. Okay, and you have two options. Your budget is $5,000. You could do a double payment on your mortgage every month for 2 years back here, or you can do a regular mortgage payment and take that second mortgage payment and buy that amount of Bitcoin. Okay, so you have your $5,000 budget. You do $2,500 for the regular mortgage to keep to meet up with your obligations as a borrower, and then you take the $2,500, the extra $2,500, instead of making an extra payment, you buy the Bitcoin equivalent, right? And you just hold it. Okay. Well, if you had done that 2 years ago and took that 15 million Satoshis here, like the 0.15 Bitcoin, set it aside, now, based on the price of Bitcoin, in order for you to come up with $2,500, it would only cost you 0.2 Bitcoin or 2.6 million Satoshis instead of 15.2 million Satoshis, right? So that one payment that you saved in Bitcoin 2 years ago is now able to pay for about 5 to 6 months of your mortgage, right? So that one extra payment that you were going to send a double payment has gotten you about 6 months worth of mortgage. And then the next month you did the same thing, And now those 2 extra payments, the $5,000 you put into Bitcoin when you could get Bitcoin at like 15.2 million Satoshis per 2,500, it's not going to cover about a year's worth of your mortgage, right? So as you can see with all of these things, as you save in Bitcoin, the prices of things appear to drop for you because the value of the Bitcoin is going up faster than the rate at which the money is expanding. Okay, so things like that mortgage, the mortgage is denominated in dollars, so they don't care how you get those dollars as long as you can meet that $2,500 payment, right? If you can make that payment, they don't care what it is as long as you make that payment and you hit those numbers. And when you hit those numbers, it'll continue to pay down that debt. But the longer you can extend that debt out, as long as you're meeting all your obligations and making your payments on time, the longer you can extend it, the cheaper it's going to cost you in terms of Bitcoin because you're paying them back with weaker money from the future, right? You borrow stronger money now, and then you pay back with weaker money in the future. And the further out you can push it out, the better it is for you if the interest rate is okay, if the interest rate is good, because then you're basically paying the loan back with cheaper money, right? Okay, I know that was a lot. So let's get back on here. I was like, where'd the music stop? Jeez. There we go. Throw some music on the background so it doesn't sound so crazy. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick. Have you seen the? Okay, here's the price in 2025 December. In December of 2025, that little predictor says $303,000 Bitcoin. In 2029, it's a $1 million prediction. That's funny. Hey, who knows? Back to 766 on 2027. Still, imagine buying one Bitcoin for $100,000 and that turned into $766,000. It's pretty awesome. Or to $1 million. Crazy. But when we're doing these savings shows and talking about how saving in Bitcoin makes you more wealthy, I'm not talking about like 30-year plan or like a 15-year plan. I'm talking like 4 to 8 years for you to start to really notice the value of your savings significantly increase. Okay, and it's not something I'm making up. Look, this whole show is based on trying to prove it out, trying to show it to people, right? And we haven't even hit the 4-year mark on this show, right? We're on our way to the 2-year mark, and we've already doubled our portfolio, right? So it's insane. Carlos Aramillo in the house. What up? DCA to BTC. I have it queued up. So anyway, let's get back into the sheet for today. We're gonna figure out how much Bitcoin we're actually gonna buy today on the show. So let's do this. The rules are as follows. If you're new to the show, we take whatever year we're in. So in this case, 2025, and if the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price for the year, so our average buy price for 2025 is $69,763, and the price of Bitcoin currently is below that. That means today we're going to do a double stack. Okay, we're going to buy $40 instead of $20. If the price of Bitcoin drops below our average buy price, if the price of Bitcoin drops below the lowest purchase we've done in 2025, which in this case is this guy right here. I'll flag it. There it goes. Then we'll do a quadruple stack like we did yesterday and the day before. But today, our stack is the price of Bitcoin is above our lowest purchase price, but it's below our average price. So today we just do a double stack. Okay, so just a double stack is gonna be $40. Okay. Gee, what up, Satwise? Round of applause for Satwise Jenks in the house. Good to see you in here. Also, McLovin. What up, McLovin? Good to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's jump into the final boss. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. I was about to say Satoshis. All right. You too can stack Bitcoin in the comfort of your own home with an app like Strike. Boom. I opened the Strike app. I hit the buy button. I key in the $40 buy that we're going to do today on the show. $40 worth of Bitcoin. And I cut the music. I go next first. Next. Hit the confirmation screen. Cut the music. Hit the drum roll. Hit confirm. And there it is in 2025, January 10th. Just like that, we stacked an additional, how much did we stack? An additional 41,774 Satoshis, fractions of a Bitcoin. Let's update the spreadsheet with today's purchase. Oops, 25. Right there. Boom. What price do we get it at? Do we get below? Yeah, we got a good buy. $94,915.50. That's how much the price of Bitcoin was when we bought $40 worth. The yield is 0.00041774. Thanks for hearting it up. Whoever's hearting it up, let's go. See here. All right. And then we do this one. There it is. We've added an additional $40 to our stack for 2025, bringing our total value saved in Bitcoin this year so far is $320. And we've accumulated 332,396 fractions of a Bitcoin, Satoshis. And that is currently worth $315 at the current price. But we'll see how long it lingers around here for. I'm ready for it though. I'm ready for it. All right. We're also going to take this data and we're going to import it into our cumulative spreadsheet over here. Where is it here? Right there. Copy this guy. Boom. All right, and now we get to see the final total for the show. I want to fix this spreadsheet right here, guys. I'm gonna play. We're gonna do the Friday special episode, the Friday special segment that we like to call. Let's see. Okay, Friday special segment. While I try to fix this spreadsheet, see if I can fix it before the music is done. Here we go.
Yo. Yeah. Man like quakes.
Spam the dance emotes and tap the screen for some hearts or whatever. Yeah. Party time. Happy Friday, guys.
DCA to BTC, bro.
Let's see if I can fix this form real quick. Carlos Aramillo in the house. Let's go, Carlos.
Yo, DCA to BTC, DCA to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DCA to BTC, GBP, USD, DCA to BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed, DCA to BTC, cause every single year, I keep losing spending power, and I can't make it back even if I work double hours, and they tell me volatility, what's that gotta do with me? Let the bulls and bears fight, DCA to BTC, I saw an opportunity when FTX crashed, oh snap, look at that, yo, BTC is 15 G's, stack, sats, Odell keeps on telling me, stack, sats, Odell keeps on telling me, DCA to BTC, DCA to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DCA to BTC, GBP, USD, DCA to BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed, DCA to BTC, woo, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, DCA to BTC. Yeah, yeah, DCA to BTC. Yeah, yeah, DCA to BTC. Yeah. Stacking sats, stacking sats, stack sats, stack sats, stack sats, stack sats, DCA to BTC. Yeah. Get me. My life.
He's telling my strategy. SBF helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yo, my like Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA. Yo, my like Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA. Yo, my like Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA. Yo, my like Quakes don't play when it comes to DCA. Man, there's no doubt about it, man. I'm BTC only. Got my Blink, got my Zeus, and my wallet of Satoshi. Man, on Stemster, they know me. Man, on Wave Lake, they know me. On Noster, they know me. Man, we BTC only, fam. Yeah, DCA to BTC, monthly, weekly, daily, finna, DCA to BTC, GBP, USD, DCA to BTC, my TZS, I made it blessed at DCA to BTC, yeah.
There it is. Just like that.
DCA to BTC.
DCA to BTC.
DCA to BTC. Finna, DCA to BTC. DCA. Yo, DCA to BTC. Yeah. DCA to BT. Yo, we DCA to BTC. DCA to BTC.
Oh, there it is. Just like that. All right. So, where'd I go? There I am. There it is. A little DCA to BTC action for the weekend. Let's go into any questions coming through. I couldn't fix the sheet fast enough to do the total. Dang it! It's kind of getting on my nerves. Okay, I'll fix it offline. Basically, this is the total amount of Bitcoin we have so far on the show, not counting the 100 days of Bitcoin savings. So this number is off a little bit. I'm just gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it in there manually, just so we have the right count. And then we add this back in. Wow. Oh, I see what that did. There we go. That is the actual total for the show so far up until today, January 10th, 2025. We're holding 0.3225889 Bitcoin. And we continue the journey, continue the march towards one whole Bitcoin as the Stack Bitcoin show, hopefully. We might get there, we might never get there, but it won't be from lack of trying, okay? So that's what it's about stacking as much as you can. Because what else are you gonna do with it? There's nothing else worth saving in. Everything else is gonna lose value against Bitcoin, so why not? Okay. That said, do your own research, look into it, find out stuff about Bitcoin that I don't know about. Come over here and challenge me with your knowledge that you found with how maybe Bitcoin is broken, how it doesn't work. I challenge you to go figure it out. I challenge you to go find out. Study about it, and the more you look into it, the more you're going to realize how much at risk you are by holding just cash, by holding just dollars. What up, Brian? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Brian. Likes to fish. I like to fish too sometimes. All right, boys. Let's get into let's wrap up the segment with a little closeout jam. Just like that, on a beautiful Friday. Sorry if you snowed in, guys. I'm gonna go enjoy the sun outside for a little bit. for you and for me. Once again, we're here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, saving in Bitcoin, slowly and gradually and continuously growing the purchasing power of our stack, gaining our time back, getting closer and closer to freedom, to your freedom date, where you can take the time to do whatever the heck you want. All right? I'll see you guys here on Monday for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later. Let's go. Have a great weekend, everybody. Brian, McLovin, Satwise, Dari. We got Carl in the House, Pipeline Podcast, and of course, Hard Huddle himself. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. Have a happy weekend.